just like she has to prove to be a stable person and first. I don't know. It's like everyone's just like rushing into this and I'm confused by it.
Yes. And now we're back to the Alli C plot that I don't care about, which is she's like, I need advice from a guy about this Drew thing. So she's like, I'm going to talk to Dave about it because they're like still friends. And Dave is like, oh, she's so into me because Dave is an idiot. And she's like, I'm going to go ask for guy advice from Dave. And I was like, ooh, Dave does not want to give you advice on another guy. But Dave thinks that she's asking for advice on him because Dave is an idiot.
Dave's stupid. And he's like, everyone loves a party. Your parents are out of town, right? Like, that's a great way to, like, talk to a guy that you like. And also, just like, great.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, can we talk about how Wes is, like, secretly hilarious?
Wesley? Wes? Yeah, I don't know.
I enjoy him very much. Just always. Because he's, like, talking to Dave. And Dave is like, I don't know. He's, like, talking about how he, like, predicts that Alli's going to come over. And Wesley just goes, that guy should write a book. Like, he's just, like, he just, like, has...
He has, like, little quips.
Like, and even when the lines aren't that funny, he has, like, really good delivery. Why? Like, I, like, love this child. He's wonderful.
A little more of him.
We need more Wesley, because he's a goddamn delight.
Then...
also, Allie's parents are conveniently out of town that night.
Yeah.
Like, her very strict parents that are very afraid to leave everyone alone.
They would leave Sav and Alli home alone while they went out of town.
Seriously.
I feel like they'd at least have some kind of a babysitter stay with them. But whatever. Then we're with fucking Eli, who's just casually eating an apple. Like, oh my God.
Just the dumb Twilight references.
I know.
Everywhere.
Like,
what are you
kidding
doing?
Me?
Also, at one point, we see that Claire has an Edward poster in her locker.
I know. I wrote that down. She has Robert Pattinson in her locker.
Of course she does. But Eli does have a funny line because Claire's like, none of it's good, is it? And he's like, the title's censored.
And so yeah, she's like wrote her paper and he's like, oh, it's still not great. And he's trying to he convinces her to skip class so she doesn't have to turn it in yet so she can keep working on it.
Which is like the most like sweet way to cut class ever.
And then she goes and then she's like, she turns back and she's like, well, are you coming? And I was like, ooh, bold Claire. They're gonna go skip class together.
I love bold Claire.
Like, it's so like, I can see exactly what the show is doing, but I'm still falling for it anyway.
Oh, me too. Hook, line, and goddamn sinker. I'm in for this. Like, I love it, and I will not apologize.
And then we get a little scene that establishes that Mr. Simpson's putting on a student showcase to raise money for sports and clubs, and then Sav finds out about the party and is being real cool about it.
Yeah. But also, like, Mr. Simpson is, like, really, like, sharing really, like, just, like, private budget, like, administrative information with, like,
children.
Student council president Sav Bendari. Yeah. What are you doing? He's a child.
And then, like, we find out Drew is going to go to the party, and it's like, oh, yay, cool. Then we're with Claire and Eli, and he's like, oh, we're skipping school to do work. Who would have thought? And then...
Oh, and he has another funny line where Claire's like, why does Miss Dawes like you? Like, why is she, like, so, like, up into your, like, writing anyway? And he's like, simple, I'm dating Miss Dawes. I'm like, perfect. And then my
and his creative writer, bad boy Mystique.
Oh my
God.
God.
He's very Jess from Gilmore Girls.
He is literally
so Jess from Gilmore.
My next line in my notes is, I would be in love with Eli when I was in high school. Like, he was, like, exactly the boy that I would be, like, stupid and obsessed with. Like,
yeah.
It's not good.
And then we get another trope.
Oh, my God. I just wrote, this is a YA rom-com. Yeah. It's like, this is a YA rom-com.
And Eli's like, just, like, let out your aggression. Just scream as loud as you can. And she's like, eh. And he's like, that was terrible. And then she screams very loud. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is just...
Fan
How many times have we seen this?
So many times. Also, is Eli her manic pixie dream girl?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes, he is.
Amazing.
And then they get into, like, a play fight that turns into, like, sexy close faces, and then she, like, runs away.
Sexy close faces.
And then we're at the party, and of course they're playing Rock Band, and
also, this party looks super lame.
And then Alli is like, we need to start a game and play I Never. And then apparently I Never is played with, like, it's a strip version and not a drinking version because this is still Degrassi and alcohol is not happening.
They're not drinking, but they are
playing strip. Never have I ever.
Yeah. Also, like, it's like calling it I Never is not good. That's not a good name for a game. It's Never Have I Ever.
Never have I ever.
It's always been that.
I never.
No. Whatever. But yeah, strip Never Have I Ever, which somehow nobody gets naked at all.
Yeah. Or I feel like people also used to call it like 10 fingers. Like or it'd be like Never Have I Ever, but like you only have like 10 chances, right? Or is that part of Never Have I Ever?
I think that's a part of Never Have I Ever, but we always did like 3.
Oh, we always played 10.
Well,
if you're with like a bunch of people.
That's true. If you're with a bunch, well, we always did 3, not because you'd be, well, sometimes it just depended on who you're playing with. Like sometimes you'd be out, but sometimes it would just be like once you got to the 3, you'd drink.
Okay, yeah.
So if you have less fingers, you can drink more.
Gotcha.
If that gives you any indication of my high school experience.
When you play like King's Cup or Circle of Death or like whatever, whichever
Kings.
version of that game you play, I know one of the cards sometimes corresponds to like Never Have I Ever.
Yeah.
And you do like 3 fingers for that because you don't want it to last forever because you like have a whole game.
It's a game within a game. We should play Kings.
I haven't played. We should play it at your Christmas party. I haven't played King's Cup in such a long time.
I have cards. We could totally do that.
Let's do it. All right. Just making plans on the podcast like always.
It's fine.
Then we're with Casey and his mom made mac and cheese. And I think he and Jenna are over at her house. Yeah.
And she like
for dinner.
And his mom, yeah, it's weird that Jenna's there. But his mom is like, and I made like grandma's apple pie, and he's like, oh, with ice cream, and she's like, no, I don't have any. And he's like, oh, I would really love ice cream. And I'm like, Casey, what are you doing? And she's like, I'll go to the store.
About the ice cream.
He's being a real dick, and it's just so he can like snoop around her house.
Yeah. And he finds like a bottle of gin or something, and he's like, see? And then Jenna's like, I mean, that's not that big of a deal. And then he's like, it is if she gave it to me.
Yeah,
and
this is basically...
like, I'm going to tell everybody she gave me alcohol, and then she'll never be able to take me back. And you're like, all right, Casey.
I mean, whatever.
And then we're playing strip Never Have I Ever.
Oh, and Drew says Never Have I Ever sexted. And he gives her the most pointed look to the point where I was like, does he know?
I know. And then they're just being very flirty. And they're like,
flirty.
Never have I ever wanted to like make out with somebody in this room. Or like they do stuff like that. And it's actually like they have good chemistry, but it's making me very uncomfortable. Because they're doing it in front of the whole party. And it's very transparent. And I feel bad for everybody who has to watch this.
Seriously.
And Dave still doesn't fucking get it.
Because Dave's an idiot. And then Eli and Claire are flirting over AIM, which is like such a throwback.
Face range I am is what it's called.
Sorry. Well, it's AIM.
But no, it's AIM. And I was like, yay, I am.
Oh my God. Like,
and it's very flirty too.
It is very flirty. And that is like exactly how I used to flirt over AIM. Like,
everybody
did.
Yeah.
I miss the days of like flirting with the boy you like over AIM.
And like waiting for him to pop up on your buddy list. Yeah. Like, this is why I'm on AIM right now. I'm waiting for you.
You hear the door open sound. Oh my God. That door open sound just like gives my heart a flutter.
Talking to a boy you like on AIM was like one of the most thrilling things.
It was I'm like thrilled thinking about it.
I know.
Like, it was
just taking me back.
It was the best thing. I miss flirting on AIM.
I
was like
too.
So jealous of Claire and Eli just because I was like,
stakes.
oh my God.
Yeah.
It was so low stakes and it was so fun and oh my God. And it was just like, you know, you were like just babies who were like, I have feelings in my heart for you.
One time,
just the most.
I was flirting with the boy on AIM, and then he's like, we should meet up, like, at the park. And I was like, this is what my life has been leading to.
Yeah. It always is just like, oh, my God, AIM. I miss away messages, although...
and buddy profiles.
Oh, my God. And putting, like, song quotes in your buddy profile.
Or
and,
on
like,
your icon.
Yes.
Your buddy icon.
Oh, my God, the icon. Or, like, putting your best friend's initials or your boyfriend's initials in your, like, AIM profile.
I remember like the separate, like the links to the other, like the ones you would build like online.
Yeah. my God. It was so good. Although, like,
and just like even like finessing like what your font looked like.
Oh,
like
there was
that
so
like
much
went
involved.
out onto like to the people.
There was so much curating involved. Like
the
it was
font,
the best.
the color, the background color, and it all had to like go with your icon. It was all so good.
It was the best. Although had its dark side because truly my first 2 boyfriends broke up with me over AIM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
That's
but
that's the dangerous side of AIM.
The dangerous side of AIM. My
AIM flirting.
my first 2 boyfriends broke up with me over AIM.
I think I had an entire AIM relationship that just was barely in person and mostly just on AIM.
It's amazing.
It was like with somebody who I knew in real life, but it was just like entirely on AIM.
It's amazing.
Anyway, they're fucking AIM messaging.
It's so
I don't
good.
know.
So
AIM
good.
flirting. And then her parents are toxic and they're fighting in the background.
And he's like going back to work at night again, which like, what does he do?
This is when he bails on her for like the charity event or whatever.
Yes, right. I forgot.
And then
I mixed that up.
And then Claire bails on Eli because Eli's like, "Ooh, we should hang out tonight." And she's like, "Sorry, I can't, but whatever." But
I think she wrote like, "Would love to hang,
would love to
can't
hang."
tonight."
Yeah. And then she goes to the thing with her mom because she's amazing.
Claire's the best.
And then, and then we're back at Never Have I Ever. And this is when it's like, never have I ever wanted to make out with someone in this room. And then Alli's like, all right, guys, party's over.
Pretty much. Well, also, she's like reached a point now where she would have to like take off an actual important article of clothing.
Oh, yeah.
Also, question, why isn't Claire at Alli's party?
I know. I was thinking that too. Maybe she's like, whatever, I don't care. I don't have time for this. I have homework. But then...
I mean, Allie's party sucked. I wouldn't want to go either, but like,
and maybe
friends.
Claire's like, I know she's only having this party so she could talk to Drew. And that means like... And she's like... And she's probably the only person that she cares about talking to. And she's like, if Allie's going to be preoccupied, I don't really want to go.
That's fair.
But then she's rushing everyone out. Dave is still like insanely clueless. And... but then we're with Casey... with the self-sabotage, and
he's being a real dick,
really
but
know
also
what he
I'm
does.
super conflicted. He's like fighting with Jenna at the Dot, which I'm confused because didn't they just eat dinner? But whatever. Oh no, wait, no, this is when they're still at
his mom's house.
No, they are at the Dot.
I don't know.
Oh no, they're still at his mom's house and he's taking the bottle and they're leaving, but he's being a dick and I'm conflicted because I don't think he's wrong, but also he's wrong.
Bails. Yeah. He's not wrong to be distrustful, but he's like going out of the way to prove his point. He's like, I don't know. He's being stupid about it.
Yeah. And then
Allie's like waiting by the door and like has a countdown to when Drew is gonna get there, and I'm like, how do you have this down to like a countdown?
Well, she stole his watch.
Yeah, but how does she know how long it's gonna take him to get there?
Oh, I don't know. Movie magic. And then he comes in and they immediately start making out. It's like a lot.
I just wrote down, damn, Alli gets what she wants.
I also wrote damn in all caps.
And then
Jenna and Casey and they're at the Dot, and I wrote, didn't they just eat? And then Jenna's like, he like pulls out the bottle, and Jenna's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, basically?
Yeah.
And he's like, what makes you the expert on mothers? Didn't yours like bail on you? And she was like, cool, bye.
Yeah. And then baby Alex.
Oh wait, yeah, Bianca like sees the bottle fall out of his bag, and she's like, you gonna do something with that bottle? And I was like, Bianca, same.
And that's the end of part 1. And then part 2, they're Bianca and Casey and I guess Fritz, I don't know, are sleeping in a car.
Fitz or Fritz?
Fitz? I don't know.
Unclear.
Also, she has an orange car. Is this the same car that Jay had? Because it looks identical.
Oh my god, it's almost the same car Jay had.
And they're just sleeping in the school parking lot.
You guys, I miss Jay and I miss real Alex, but also I kind of love Bianca. I'm not gonna lie to you.
She's a little annoying in the next episode, but
I kind of love it anyway. I'm like weirdly on board for Bianca.
And then it turns out that Casey like drunk spilled his guts while they were drinking last night about his mom. And then Jenna finds him in the parking lot and she's pissed. And Casey's being annoying. I don't remember what he does, but he's being stupid. And then We're with Claire.
Oh, and Claire and her mom are like talking shit about the church people at the charity thing from the night before, which like brings me a great deal of joy.
And yeah,
and
she like, and she said, relationship.
They do, and she said to her mom, she's like, "Should I be worried? Like, is there anything you need to tell me?" And her mom's like, "No, it's great, it's great,
we're
super
good.
great,
we're fine." And then, oh god, and then Alli like